So in the last class, we looked at this few things: asti, nasti, etc. Asti, nasti, kim, am, na. This asti means yes, exists. Nasti, not exists. Na asti, together becomes nasti. Kim is a question word used, and am is used to say yes. There are other words for saying yes also, like am, yeah, like that, saying yep, yes. For example, the om is also there. Om is also used for in place of am, and na, just na, and no.
Excuse me, sir. I can't hear anything. Right, the microphone is not working.
Can you hear me? Or no?
No, it's hardly.
Anyone else?
Mine is very clear, loud and clear. I can hear too.
Okay. Maybe you can try to log up and log in again. Help. Okay. So an important thing to note, I'll try to increase my volume, let's say. This kim, which you have studied before, right? In this initially, we looked at 3 different question words, right? So, if you look at the slides here, so if you want to ask the question here, how do you ask the question?
Etat kim?
Etat kim. Now, if you want to make that relevant to the lingam,
Saha or Sha?
yeah, now because Duravani
Duravani is Napunsakalingam, so it will be Tat. Etat.
No, okay. So, think again. Is Duravani Napunsakalingam?
Strilingam?
Strilingam, because the type of words we are seeing right now, what we saw, for example, here,
4 of them struck his 4 horses.
Like this one, for example, Karadipaha, these are all Pullinga words. The ending is and then there is a Visarga. Karadipaha, these are Pullinga words like Syutaha, Deepaha, Ramaha. So these are all Paha, Aha. So these are all Pullinga words. We are looking at them right in this our examples like Kurmaha, Vyagraha, Charanaha, Padaha, and Darpanaha. So these are. And then coming to Strilinga words, sorry, Napunsakalinga words, so Devalaya, then Napunsakalinga words, we are looking at the words which have this kind of format. There is a at the end and there is a ma at the end. Pustakam, Jalam. Right? So these are all Napunsakalinga words. Vanam. So we are looking at such words. Now, to ask the question, let's complete this. Strilinga words also. Strilinga words we are looking at such words which are ending in a or e, dirgha e, like gati or mala, a at the end or e at the end. Lekhani, e at the end. Turavani, e at the end. Mapika, Pitika, all Strilinga words. So just keep this in mind for now. And then if you want to ask the question, and those are here, like Saha, if it is far away, for Pullinga words. Eshaha, if it is near, Pullinga words. Then kaha, to ask the question. Kaha saha means who is that? Or what is that if the word is pullinga? For example, Deepa is there. Deepa. So kaha saha Deepaha. Eshaha kaha eshaha Deepaha. Saha kaha saha Syutaha. Okay. So this is the format of the sentences we are studying now. So continuing this format, if it is an Napunsaka-lingam, what happens here? Tat kim, right? Or etat kim. Tat kim asti or etat kim asti. For example here, tat kim asti etat or tat pustakam asti. Similarly, tat kim asti tat jalam asti. Right? Okay. Subhashri Bhagini. So can you use the same format here? How do we use this? How do we say this? Tat or etat. Saha, sa, what do you want to use here? Okay, Vijayanta. Tat pushpam. For if you want to ask the question, do you want to use kaha, ka, kim? One of the three. Kim. Tat kim, right? Tat kim. You can also add asti, for example. Tat kim asti. Tat pushpam asti. So similarly, you can continue with the other words also for Napunsaka-linga words. Now coming to, so let's say this one. So here, okay, Rita Abhi. So how do you complete the sentence here and the question?
So Napunsaka-lingam?
No, Ankani. Not Napunsaka-lingam. Napunsaka-lingam we saw, they are ending in like jalam, pustakam. What is the lingam here? Strilingam. Strilingam. So what is the word here for? Is it saha, sa, esha, tat, sa. Sa, and complete the sentence, full sentence. Sa.
Sa ka.
That is a question. And answer is?
Sa ankani.
Sa ankani.
Sa ankani. Asti. Okay, then Suchi. So all these are Strilinga words. This is ending in A. This is also Strilinga word. Lepana Pattika. Or just Pattika, that's fine. Duravani. Mobile. Jangamu Duravani. So we looked at three formats, right? One is based on the lingam, saha, kaha, saha, balakaha or balaha. This is fine. Saha, reshaha. Then sa, ka, sa, bala. Tat, kim, tat, jalam. Okay. So these three types of using the sentences with the question and the answers. We just looked at them. Okay. Saha kaha, saha balaha. Sa ka, sa bala. Tat kim, tat jalam. Now when we write this in the in the Lekhanam, when we write these questions, we write this, right? Saha kaha. Saha kaha, saha balaha. One thing to note that in Sanskritam, these, what are these called? In English, the punctuation marks. Punctuation marks are not in writing not necessary, because this kaha itself indicates a question. So we can just, generally very few punctuation marks are used in writing in Sanskritam. We can just say this is the end of a sentence, or like a full point is not a point, it's a vertical line ending the sentence. Saha kaha. But while saying this sentence, we'll have to bring that question, you have to ask it as a question, right? That intonation. Saha kaha, though it's a ending with a vertical line here, but while asking we know that this is a question word, so it is not like saha kaha. Saha kaha is a question. Similarly, sa ka is a question. Tat kim, it could be vertical line. So these punctuation marks are more widely used in English because it's more of a written language. But in Sanskritam is more of a spoken, because writing came very late. And for writing, any script can be used. It doesn't have its own script. So, saha kaha, in the very old books, you won't find any other question, any other punctuation marks except this vertical line. Sometimes there will be two vertical lines indicating, like one vertical line indicating like a end of a sentence, two vertical lines indicating end of a paragraph. Other than that, you don't find any other punctuation marks like question mark, comma, or a double quote, single quote, dash, anything. So those are not actually necessary. By looking at the sentence itself, by the context, one can easily make out, not fairly easily, can understand the meaning. The quote is there or not, who said what, all that can be understood. Okay, so first here we are looking at the questions. So, but nowadays in the modern books, in the printing at least, you will see all kinds of punctuation marks, which makes it easier to understand. Okay. Like a question mark also could be there. Okay, any question? No.
Mahodaya, when you are reading the slokas, the one line usually after two lines and then two lines after it. So what does that mean in the sloka?
Yeah.
Does you break or that's one part?
Yeah. So in a shloka, usually two lines make one shloka or one verse. So end of first line means there is a break. Yes, there is a break. For example, end of first line there is a break. End of second line, that is end of a verse. That means, suppose let's go to resources. I just want to show you some verses showing declension shloka. This also might be interesting for some of you.
But the
So for example here, Ramo Raja Manisada Vijati. Here actually you see here two lines. After two lines there is a vertical line.
Yes, one vertical line.
One vertical line. Let's look at other one. These are all. I've written it then like that, but let's take a look at something else. Simple one. This also has 4 lines. But anyway, though it is written like this, Ya kundendu tushara dhavala, Ya shubhravastravruta, Avina. So writing can be in 2 lines, but actually it is a one single line or one charana, what is called in shloka. So after one whole charana, there is a break. Break means what? While reading there is a break in shloka. So when we read that, it should be continuous reading without pause in between any words also while reading a shloka. So when I read this, it should be Ya kundendu tusharahara dhavala ya shubhravastravruta ya veenavara dandamanditakara ya shweta padmasana. Break. Then now we can take a pause.
That's a lot of breath.
Huh?
To do it in one line, that's a lot of breath is required.
Yeah. Then the next one. Ya brahma achyuta shankara prakritivar devah sada vandita sama patu saraswati bhagavati nishesha jadyapaha. It's one line. So that is the meaning there, because the shlokas are composed based on the chandas or the meter, and they follow sandhi rules, so we are not supposed to break them in between the words also. Here, writing words, you see there is a break here, but while reading, no break. So in shlokas, for example, here, like Ramo Rajamani, here also. Ramo, though there is a break here, shown in writing, we should not stop like Ramo Rajamani Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Vaje. It's not like that. Continuous. Ramo Rajamani Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Vaje Ramena Bhyata Nishacharachamo Ramaya Tasmai Namaha. That's one single line. No pause. You can take a breath in between if possible, but I'm saying reading at least the Ucharanam, no pause. Also note that here Ramam, Ramesham, these are the, what are these? What the dot means what?
Anuswara.
Anuswara. It is not a makara. So makara is not. So if you pause there, because it looks like there is it is a separate word, right? So if you pause there, it becomes a makara. It doesn't become anuswara. So it becomes Ramodaya Rajamani Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje. Ramesham, it's a makara. So there is no makara here, right? There is a anuswara. So it should be pronounced anuswara. The anuswara can be pronounced and it is a continuous pronunciation. Like Ramam Ramesham Bhaje. Like that. Okay? And then,
one question. So, while writing, it's easy to recognize anuswara, but while pronunciation, like if somebody is talking, is there a way to recognize anuswara versus makara?
Yeah, makara is easy, right? If you stop, the long pause, it becomes a makara. Like when I say Ramam, Ramesham, you can see it's a makara. But if I don't pause, like Ramam, Ramesham, I can't, without pausing, I can't say makara. Like I can't say Ramam, Ramesham. Even though I say it fast, Ramam, Ramesham, Bhaje, there is a ma. So that means it is not anuswara. And when I say Ramam, Ramesham, Bhaje, that it is inserting more pause there. Ramam, Ramesham, Bhaje. But if I don't insert the pause and I'm just sliding over Ramam, Ramesham, Bhaje, Ramesham bhaje, Ramesham bhaje, like that. So Anuswara is a continuous. When it's Anuswara, that I'm not closing the lips. Here also Prayanam, Parataram, Ramasya, Dasosmyaham, Rame. Like that. And the two vertical lines at the end indicate the end of the verse, end of the shloka, like a paragraph. By the way, just shloka here, some of you may already know, this has all the declension forms of Ekavachana forms of Rama Shabda, which is shown here. Ramaha, Ramam, Ramena, Ramaya. The Prathama Vibhakti, Ditya Vibhakti, Tritiya Vibhakti, Ramaya Chaturthi, Ramat Panchami, Ramasya Shashti, Rame Saptami. These are the Vibhaktis which are shown in that, in this table. Same. Ramaha, Ramam, Ramena, Ramaya, Ramat, Ramasya, Rame. It's the same are shown in the, where is that? Here. And the last one, Bho Rama, Rama, this is Sambodhanam, addressing. This second one, Sambodhanam, Rama, at the end here. Okay. So, many people, this is a famous shloka, many people, as a prayer also, prarthana also, and also just to remember the all the forms of that word, they discuss this every day.
Where in the blog has this shloka, sir?
Shloka is in resources, resources page. Resources, grammar, I think. Here, no. Here, resources, number 2, other pages, verses showing declension, Vibhakti Darshaka Shloka.
Okay, found it. Thank you.
And if you're interested, maybe in future or somebody, or just to recite, there are other shlokas also. Some of them I have composed myself, like Akar, Strilinga Akaranta, Akaranta. Okay. So I written here, what is the source here, self. Here the source is Ramaraksha Stotram. Source myself. Rama Narayani Devi Rama Parataram Raje Ramaya Sarva Samruddhi Kramaye Kayate Namaha. Something like that. You can go through this later. Something with Hrasva Ikaranta, Pullinga and Strilinga, both. We have this Hari, Hrasva Ikaranta, and then Strilinga also actually follow the same form, so there is no change. So you can consider the same. And then we have Dirgha Ikaranta Strilinga, and Hrasva Ikaranta Pullinga, Guruhu. This was from another book. Dirgha Ukaranta Strilinga and Rukaranta Pullinga Strilinga. Then there is I, Asmad, Aham Shabda. Aham Shabda also in the Vibhakti table. Then there is just Hanumat. Yeah, so this shloka, okay, we are talking about what? Punctuation marks. So, the thing here is Tat Kim Jalam. So, when we use this, what is Kim here? What is Kim?
Kaha Shabdasya Prashnavachaka.
No. What is the lingam of this Shabda? Kim?
Napunsakalinga.
Napunsakalinga Shabda. Tat Kim Jalam. So we can also Tat tat kim asti, tat jalam asti. So this kim, you know that we are using it to Napunskalingam. Whereas this kaha, ka, kim, these are having lingam here. They are having their own lingam. So saha, kaha, in this kaha is as a pullingam. Sa, ka is a strilingam. Tat, kim is a Napunskalingam, and it is being used in conjunction or a visheshanam or an adjective for tat. Tat, right? Tat means that, which is Napunskalingam, and to that kim is related or is associated or is coming as an adjective to that word. In Sanskritam, adjectives have to be in the same lingam and vachanam, and also vibhakti. Vibhakti, that what we saw that in this Prathama, Ditya, these are vibhakti names or case number. Prathama 1, Ditya 2. When we use an adjective, visheshanam, to a word or to a noun, that adjective has to be in the same vachanam, which is shown here on the top, and also lingam and case, vibhakti. So considering that, this saha, kaha, ka, kim, they are being used as adjective to saha and sa and tat respectively, and they are in the same vibhakti. Which is the vibhakti here we are seeing? Is it first case, second case, third case? Which vibhakti we are looking at right now? Prathama, Ditya, Tritiya, saha, sa?
Prathama vibhakti.
Prathama vibhakti, which is used on a noun when the noun is a subject in a sentence. Saha, kaha. So saha, prathama vibhakti, kaha also prathama vibhakti, and saha pullinga, kaha pullinga, saha ekavachanam, kaha is also ekavachanam. So similarly, bala is also same thing. Bala prathama pullinga, prathama vibhakti, ekavachanam. Bala strilinga, prathama vibhakti, ekavachanam. Jalam, napunsakalingam, prathama vibhakti, ekavachanam. So because this kaha, ka, kim, they are involved in this associated with these nouns, which are in pullinga, associated means it is an adjective here. So it has to be in the same vibhakti lingam vachanam. Kim also in the napunsakalingam, prathama vibhakti ekavachanam asti. Okay, is that clear? Okay.
I have Sanskritam Bodhini. I don't know which page. Which page now, like this?
Like yeah. We'll come to that. Sanskrit Bodhini is here. So last week we looked at this kaha, ka, kim, and then asti, nasti also. Now here eshaha, kaha. So eshaha. Did you get the page number? This page?
Oh, okay, yeah, page number 9.
Yeah, page number 9. Eshaha kaha, saha kaha, eshaha balakaha, saha shikshakaha, eshaha kaha. So all this is same. Any question here? Because kaha, ka, kim, we saw that it's pullinga, strilinga, napunsakalingam. Right? Kim. So if it is pullinga, use kaha, if it is strilinga, ka, and esha. And napunsakalingam examples are also shown here. Etat kim, tat kim. Etat kim, tat kim. Now, in the next page, there are exercises. Now, Shubhashaya we saw. The next lesson here, Asti Nasti Kim Amna. This is, which we went through this last week. But the point I want to make here is, Eshaha Parvatah Asti Kim. Here, Kim, what is the lingam of Kim, in what format it is used, that is our point of interest here. So previously the Kim, where it was Tat Kim, Tat Jalam, in that we saw that Kim is Napumsakalinga Ekavachana word in the Prathama Bhakti. But here what it is? Eshaha Parvatah Asti Kim. So what is the lingam of Kim here? What is the lingam of Parvatah? Pullingam.
Lingam.
No, Pullinga Shabdaha. So, and Kim, what is the lingam of Kim? Why is it Kim here? It is not Kaha. Right? If it is Pullingam, we have seen that in the previous examples we have used Kaha. Eshaha Kaha, Eshaha Parvataha, or Eshaha Deepaha, that was our sentence. But here, we are using not Kaha, we are using Kim. What is the reason? Eshaha Parvataha Asti Kim. We are not saying Esha Parvataha Asti Kaha. No. We are using Kim. Why is that?
Is Kim just used as this question, denoting question, and not in adjective?
Right. So here in these sentences, Kim is used with the question itself. So here question mark is redundant. The punctuation mark, question mark is redundant. It's not necessary. You can just put the vertical line here. So Esha Parvatah Asti Kim. So that Kim is a question. It is not used as an adjective here to Parvatah. Okay. So Kim is a question mark, and it doesn't have any lingam here. Yes. Note that in Sanskritam, most of the nouns have these lingams, some lingam, Pullinga, Napunsaka or Strilingam, one of the lingam, three lingas. But some words, they don't have lingam. For example, this arm, this is no lingam, no lingam. So these are called avyayam. Avyayam means they are fixed format, fixed form. They don't change. They don't have a bhakti table. I mean, they do have, but they don't change their form. They have fixed form. Yeah. They don't have vachanam also. They are fixed just in that meaning, in that context only, for that purpose only they are used in the sentence. So, no lingam. So, Eshaha Parvatah Asti Kim. So, when we use that, this Kim is not used as an adjective. It is used as a general question word to ask the question. Eshaha Parvatah Asti Kim. Okay. So, this Kim and that Kim are two different words. Remember that. It's not the same word. They are two different words. If you want to use it as an adjective, Visheshanam, to a noun, to an Napunsakalinga noun, then that Kim we can use, and then Kim will have its lingam and its vibhakti table, okay? All that vachanam and all that. But here, if you want to ask a question, is it like that? Then Kim is just used as a fixed form, is a separate word, and it is avyayam, fixed form noun. No lingam, nothing here. Eshaha Parvatah Asti Kim. So similarly, all the Kims are used in the same format here, which are avyaya word, avyaya shabdaha or avyayam. Any question?
No, one question, Acharya. So is Asti redundant here?
Yeah.
You're asking, is this a mountain? So just mapping all these words, word by word. Kim is Eshaha is this, and Parvataha is mountain, and Asti, that broadly it exists. Right? So
Yes.
is it redundant here?
Yeah, redundant. Asti is always redundant. So Eshaha Parvata Kim can be used if you want to ask. Is it a Parvat? Is it a mountain? So is this a mountain? That Asti can be removed, redundant. Eshaha Parvata Kim, yes, that is right sentence. Eshaha Surya Kim, Eshaha Balaka Kim, Eshaha Saha Musmusha Kim. You got it. Sahamarjara kim. So, I hope all of you have gone through this during the week, last week. Eshwamapika nasti nauka asti sakupi asti kim sakupi kim nasti kupi nasti. So I will send you some homework on this asti nasti. I have some homework. Literally, not. Asandaha. You heard that asandaha. What is the meaning of asandaha?
Chair.
Yeah. Chair. Where was it? Yeah. Palakam. In the Simhaha asanda. Saha asandaha asti kim? What is the answer? Saha asanda asti kim?
Saha asandaha nasti. Saha chamachaha asti.
Chamasaha.
Chamasaha.
Chamasa. Some of you may know achamanam. Achamana word.
Drinking a little bit of water.
Yeah, achamanam. So that achamana is and this chamasa, they are related. Chamati means sipping. So next one we have this vahanani. Some example there, just for your information. So, yeah, anyone want to read this? Neela, begin.
Sure. Vahanani, vehicles. Chatra, yanam, car. Lohapati, train. Nauka, ship, boat. Pataka, yanam, taxi, cab. Bharavahakam, truck. Can you go up for the second line?
There is more.
More. Trichakrika, three-wheeler. Lokayanam, bus. Vimanam, airplane. Udgrayanam, helicopter. Rugna Vahika, ambulance. Agni Shamaka Vahanam, fire truck. Dvichakrika, bicycle.
Dhanyavada. So here, the second one we have Lohapati, and this helicopter Udagrayanam. So many of the words here, they are vehicles, or they are all these are modern ones. So these words have to be coined. Yeah. And there could be other alternate words also, which, and you might also want to come with your own words. Yeah. So for example, Lohapati, one which goes on the Loha means this railings or the metal on that, or some people call it Lohapathagaminī. It's fine. Nauka, Bhatakayanam. Bhataka means rent. Bhatakayanam, rental car. Bharavahakam, which Bhara means what is Bhara?
Heavy.
Heavy. Yeah. Something that looks heavy, things. Yeah. Udak, Vimanam, this is Vimanam, word is old, because in our Puranas and others we have Vimanam, but nowadays you can use it for this Vimanam.
And I also heard a different word for airplane, Loha Vihangam.
Loha Vihangam. Okay. Vihangam. Vimanam, Udagrayanam, Ut Agra. So this is made up of two words. Ut means up, Agra means forward. So Ut Agrayanam, Udagrayanam. Rubnavaka, Agnishamakvanam, Trichakrika, Dvichakrika. These are, yeah, so these are Dvichakrika, two-wheeler, Trichakrika, three-wheeler. So doesn't have to be look like this Trichakrika, it could be three-wheeler, scooter, also other things also, Trichakrika. So Lokayanam, so here you can also call Janavahika. So generally again the question here comes, which lingam to use it? No. There is no hard and fast rule, but generally because Yanam is Napunsaka-lingam, Yanam is Vahanam also can be used. For any vehicle, Vahanam or just Yanam, any vehicle it can be used. Commuting, anything that helps us to commute. Yanam, Vahanam, takes us from one point to another point. Now, that is Napunsaka-lingam, just Vahanam and Yanam. So based on that, you can put Napunsaka-lingam for most of them, like, but some of them you can make your own. Like so, Strilinga is another popular one, like Rugna Vahika. Vahika we know, that's the Strilinga word. Chakrika. Chakrika, here also you can just say Trichakravahanam. Vichakravahanam. Another thing, okay, we'll do that later. Abhyasaha. Yathodahanam riktasthanani purayatu. This in Sanskrit. Fill in the blanks per the example. So depending on the lingam, you have to put etat or whatever, saha, eshaha, tat, sa, esha, you can put here. Okay, who wants to do this?
I can.
Number 2.
Yes. Etat Lokayanam. Esha Dvichakrika. Etat Bharavahakam. Esha Rugna Vahika. Etat Udagrayanam. Esha Trichakrika. Etat Vimanam. Esha Nauka. Etat Bhatakayanam. Esha Lohapati. Etat Agrishamaka Vahanam.
Agnishamaka.
Agrishamaka Vahanam.
Shamaka means which is suppressing. One which quells this fire is Agnishamaka Vahanam. So you said this Rugnavahini, which is also fine. Rugnavahini can also be used. Now for this common day-to-day car, your Chakrayanam is used. This Chakra means wheel, you know, that means basically the Chakrayanam can be anything that has a wheel. However, in some of our Sanskrit synonym books, like Amarakosha, etc., these Chakrayanam has been used for the chariots or coaches which are used for leisure, not for war. So based on that, I picked up this word, Chakrayanam, just for like personal use kind of. Okay, any questions before we move forward?
When can we use Shakatam?
Shakatam, yeah. Shakatam is cart. Yeah, that can also be used. Shakatam is also there. Later on, I will send you another slide I had prepared, which has more vehicles, lot of other types of vehicles, which are not included in this book, but because it's a big one, I'll send you that. Shakatam you can use, yeah. Like, if you use Shakatam like bullock cart or any kind of cart. So previously when the Agni Shakatam was famous, or Dhuma Shakatam, where these trains were spitting out the Dhuma, or the Dhuma means smoke, steam engines. So the Dhuma Shakatam was famous, but now Dhuma has gone. And also you can use the Shakatam for the cards which are in the shop now, the stores. Atra, Tatra, Anyatra, Sarvatra, Kutra. Lesson number 10. So these are indicating like here, there, elsewhere, everywhere. Where. Atra means here, Tatra there, Anyatra elsewhere, somewhere else. Sarvatra everywhere, and Kutra is question. Like you saw that the questions are starting with the K letter, right? Kaha, Ka, Kim, and the next one is Kutra here. Ka. So Atra, so using Atra and Tatra, Anyatra, Sarvatra, there are some sentences here. Start with anybody who is not read so far, can you want to read it? Ravi Mahoday. Can you hear me?
Guruji.
You want to read?
Yeah.
Are you prefer to read? If you're not comfortable, that's fine.
I can read.
Yeah, sure.
Pustakam atra asti. Book is here. Gruham tatra asti. Home is there. Vrikshaha atra asti. Tree is here. Parvataha tatra asti. Mountain is there. Vichakrika atra asti. Bicycle is here. Chakrayanam tatra asti. Car is there.
So just to be clear, this is same as this chakra. Chakra wheel.
Chakrayanam tatra asti.
Sir, I have a question. The kra, the chakra, the kra, it also can be written as ka with a line down, right?
Yes. Okay. So the font which is used here comes up like this. Okay. Chakra, correct.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I have one more question. That yanam, here it's not an anuswara. So you can write the full ma with the thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, when we are reading this, we read ma, which is fine. Chakrayanam tatra asti. But just to be consistent, I use the anuswara everywhere. Everywhere where it is used in a sentence instead of ma. But yeah, feel free to use ma here while pronouncing Chakrayanam tatra asti, because we are taking a pause after Chakrayanam.
Where to use anuswara and where to use
Where to use anuswara, where to use ma, that you can find on the blog. So the blogs. Let's go down. It is also at the end of the book that the same Sanskrit word in the book at the end that is there, but it's also here at the bottom. Natvam tatha anuswara prayoga. Okay, so you can go here, and first part is anuswara prayoga. You can read through it later. Okay? You don't have to spend time now.
Dhanyawad.
Okay. Dhanyawad Ravi Mahoday. And next was not read.
So can I read?
Yeah. Okay. And by the way, thank you, Vijayanti Bhagini, that you have been participating in the Telegram group actively.
Yes. Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah. Sandhi, yeah, you may or may not, I don't know whether you know about Sandhi, but there is no harm in just trying it and just trying to see what it is.
There's a lot to learn. I have not touched Sandhi yet, so it's a bit new. So, but I just try and get to know, how many mistakes and so on. So it's interesting to try that out.
Yeah, but as you try, then also you can see the pattern and try to understand like what is happening.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Parnam atra asti. Here is the leaf. Phalam kutra asti. Where is the fruit? Phalam anyatra asti. Fruit is elsewhere. Chandraha atra asti. Suryah kutra asti. Suryah anyatra asti.
One second. So here when we use kutra, which is fine what you are saying, Suryah kutra asti, but try to make it a question. Suryah kutra asti.
Oh, okay. Suryah kutra asti. Suryah anyatra asti. Vyanjanam atra asti. Utpitika kutra asti. Utpitika anyatra asti.
What is anyatra? Anyatra means what?
Anyatra means somewhere.
Yeah, so Vajanam fan is here, but Utpitika means table. Table is not here, so it is elsewhere, somewhere else, because we don't see it.
Okay.
Okay. Next.
Mapika atra asti. Petika kutra asti. Petika anyatra asti. Marjarah atra asti. Gajah kutra asti. Gajah anyatra asti. Vayuh kutra asti. Where is air? Vayuh sarvatra asti. Air is everywhere. Jalam kutra asti. Jalam sarvatra nasti. Water is not everywhere.
Marjarah, which is also called Bidalah, which is a cat. So with that, so any question on this list here first? Atra, I think this is simple. Atra, tatra. So just as an indication, near. I use this pictures here to show near, far. Pustakam atra asti is near to this girl. And Graham tatra asti. If it is far, tatra, atra. Note that this tatra, atra, tatra, anyatra, sarvatra, kutra. All these are avyayam, which we saw like previously. What is avyayam? Fixed form. They do not have lingam, vachanam, vibhakti. Fixed form. So they are used like that in any sentence, in any role, where they have a fixed meaning. Here also asti, if you are interested, it can be omitted here. Pustakam atra, means atra asti ityeva arthaha. The meaning is same. Pustakam atra asti, pustakam atra, atra pustakam. You can also shuffle this around. Atra pustakam. Here is the book. Atra pustakam. Tatra graham. Atra vrikshaha. Tatra parvataha. Atra dichakrika. Tatra chakrayanam. Kutra phalam. Here also you can shuffle and ask and remove, and asti can be removed. Phalam kutra, kutra phalam. Many times, most of the times there is shuffling can be done, but sometimes they cannot. If you do that, the meaning changes. We will see that later. So, if the word, not only kutra anyatra, but generally, it is said that in Sanskritam the words in a sentence can be put anywhere. It doesn't matter. Generally, it is true. For example, mapika atra asti. You can put do anyway. Like you can put asti also in the beginning. Asti mapika atra. Atra mapika asti. Atra asti mapika. So generally these can be shuffled, but in some cases, if you shuffle like that, then the meaning might change.
These are 8 verbs, like atra, tatra, anyatra, sarvatra, kutra.
What is the question? These are
8 verbs or adjective?
Adjective. Are you asking adjective?
Yeah. What is this? These words are like atra, tatra.
These are not adjectives.
These are verbs or verbs.
I'm sorry, not understanding. What is the question? Did anybody understand?
Like in this sentence, asti is the verb.
Asti is a verb, yes. Verb, kriyapadam.
Yeah, and then patram or like chandra is the like subject.
Yes, correct.
And then this atra, tatra is what?
Atra, tatra, they are not adjectives. You are asking, it is the location.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, good question. Yes. Atra, tatra, it is asking the location of that subject. Or sthanam.
That's why we can front, back, anywhere.
Yes, correct. Exactly. Kutra is also location. So all these atra, tatra, sarvatra, anyatra, these are locative words. Words indicating or are related to the location. Subhashitam. Yeah, Beta, beginning to read this. Subhashitam.
Nasti vidyasam chakshuhu nasti tyasam tapaha nasti ragasamam dukkham nasti tyagasam sukham.
Samam, tyaga samam, sukham.
Sukham.
So, Ravimodi, you want to read this in one breath? Like, because this is a shloka.
I'll try.
The breath has to be only where there is a line.
I'll try. Nasti vidya samam chakshu, nasti satya samam tapaha, nasti raga samam dukkha, nasti tyaga samam sukham.
That samam, the ma should not be right. Nasti vidya samam chakshur, this should be chakshur nasti. Nasti vidya samam chakshur nasti satya samam tapaha. Anyway, so nasti satya samam, okay. Nasti vidya samam chakshu. What is the meaning here? Nasti vidya samam chakshu. Chakshu means
Eyes.
Eyes. Eye. One eye.
One eye.
Nasti means, you know. Nasti means?
No, not exist.
Not exist. Vidya samam. Samam
Equal.
Equal. Vidya.
Knowledge.
Education, knowledge.
Knowledge. Chakshu.
Eyes, vision.
Eye. So here what is it saying? This is one sentence here. Nasti vidya samam chakshu. Means nasti, you know, not there. Vidya samam, equal to knowledge. Chakshu. Chakshu means eye. Here eye means actually one which guides you, like a guide. Nasti vidya samam chakshu means there is no guide which is equal to knowledge, which can guide you. That is the meaning here. So vidya, knowledge is your best guide.
How do you say plural chakshu? We are talking about both eyes.
Both eyes are not plural, right? We have dvivachanam. In Sanskritam there is dvivachanam, right? If there are two things.
Right.
Dvivachanam, chakshushi. This is a napunsakalinga word. Chakshuhu, chakshush. Chakshus is an napunsakalinga word. It's not a pullinga or strilinga. It's napunsakalinga. Though you see the visarga like a guruhu, but it is a napunsakalinga. So it becomes chakshushi, chakshushi dvivachanam. Okay. So there is no guide equal to vidya. And after that, what is the next part?
Nasti
Nasti
satya samam tapaha.
So there is nothing then that can give you satyam besides tapaha. Tapaha means like it's like meditation, or what do you call that?
I call it penance.
Yeah, correct.
So there is nothing equal to. There is no penance equal to satya.
Truth. It's not equal to the truth.
Yeah. Like following satya vrata. Like generally, when again a deeper meaning we can go, but just to keep it simple, there is no penance is equal to the satya or truth or telling the truth. Okay.
Shall I go then?
Yeah.
Nasti raga samam dukham.
Dukham.
Yeah. Nasti raga samam dukham. So there is no like sadness or suffering, like
sorrow, sadness, dukham, which is equal to
greed.
Greed.
Raga.
Bonding.
Bonding.
Bonding. Okay.
Bonding or asakti. So if you are deeply interested in something, attachment. Right. Attachment. There is no. So if you are attachment, there is a dukkha happens. Then last one.
Nasti tyaga samam sukham. So there is no pleasure like detachment.
Tyaga. Detachment, okay. Yeah, so this asti nasti anatra, there are some sentences based on this picture here. You can do it. Shikshakaha atrasti kim. I can ask the question. Shikshaka atrasti kim. Is the shikshaka here? The question. Kim. That kim is the question here. Shikshaka atrasti kim. What is the answer? Shikshaka atra.
Asti.
Asti.
And shikshaka atra asti or?
Lekhani atra asti kim. Lekhani, pen.
Lekhani.
Atra. You have to select between these words. Asti, nasti, atra, anyatra.
Asti.
Asti. Vriksha atra asti kim?
Anyatram.
Atra nasti. Vriksha atra nasti. Parvatah anyatra asti kim?
Nasti.
Parvatah anyatra?
Nasti.
Anyatra asti.
Anyatra asti. Anyatra is somewhere. It is not in this picture. Okay, so you can complete this, I think, later. Bhochanam pullingam namapadani. So in the previous one, so far we have seen ekavachanam of pullinga, strilinga and napumsakalinga also. All those we studied. Parvatah and jalam, pustakam, kandukah, vimanam, javanika, utpithika, dichakrika, lekhani, ankani. So those are all pullinga, strilinga, napumsakalinga. We saw the words. In ekavachanam, singular. Saha, kaha, they are also singular, ekavachanam. Sa, ka, tat, kim, etat, all are ekavachanam. Now bahuvachanam, plural, many, not two. Two is different. More than two. Then there are some examples here. So on the left side we have single, and the right side we have bahuvachanam, plural. Yeah, who wants to read this? Subhashri.
Esha kaha, Esha balatah. Who is this? This is a boy. Ete ke, ete balakaha. Who are these? These are boys. Saha ka, saha ashvaha. Who is that? That is a horse. Te ke, who are they? Te ashvaha.
So note that in the bahuvachanam, eshaha, which is in ekavachanam, changing to ete, and saha in ekavachanam, in bahuvachanam it's changing to te. Similarly, kaha, question, changing to ke in the bahuvachanam, and kaha changing to ke. That is same thing. Then accordingly, this balakaha also changing to balakaha in bahuvachanam, and ashwaha changing to ashwaha in bahuvachanam. So how do we know this? Yeah, obviously you can practice this. Eshaha kaha ete ke, saha kaha te ke. Now, you can also refer to the vibhakti tables to find out the forms in the bahuvachanam. Forms in the bahuvachanam. Where is that table here? Here. For example, Ramaha. If you want, we know that is Ramaha. We use the ekavachanam here. balakah. For bahuvachanam, plural, we use this Ramaha or Balakaha, the same pattern. If the ekavachana pattern is same, bahuvachana pattern will be same. Ekavachana pattern is different, bahuvachana pattern will be different. So right now we are using only those words which conform to these patterns. Okay? Only certain limited patterns we are looking at. So just focus on these tables first of this pattern. If you go back to this entire list, so all these, this Rama, Hari, Pati, Sakhi, they have different patterns. Each one has a different pattern. So we are focusing only on certain words like Rama. What is Rama? It's the base word, base noun. And when it is used in the Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachanam, it changes to Ramaha, which comes with a Visarga at the end. And Bahuvachanam, it changes to A and a Visarga at the end. So all the words in the base form which are like Rama, for example, Balaka, Kanduka, Parvata, Mushaka, Vyagra, Simha, these are base words are all in the same format. Like you see the ending, Rama, Krishna, Mukunda, or Kanduka, Parvata, Mushaka, Darpana. So these are all ending in and we know that there is a pullinga. In that case, they all follow the same pattern. So in the Ekavachanam, we have the Ramaha, Balakaha, Krishnaha, and Ashwaha, Moshakaha, Parvataha, Darpanaha, all that. And Bahuvachanam, we have the same pattern here. Ramaha, Balakaha, Darpanaha, Krishnaha, Janaha, Ashwaha, Vyagraha, Simhaha, all that. That is the Pullingam. And as far as that, we know that in the Ekavachanam it becomes Saha. Right? Saha here, right? Or Eshaha, Saha. Bahuvachanam it is Ete and Te. And question is Kaha, Ke for Ekavachanam and Bahuvachanam. For these also you can refer to the tables if you are interested. Okay. For example, if you for Eshaha Kaha, the base word, look at the base word. Eta is the base word for Eshaha. If you look at the Saha is Ekavachanam and Bahuvachanam is Te. Right? So Eshaha, and similarly Saha Kaha and Te Ke. And if you want to look at the Ka, what is the base word? Kim. Kim is the base word for all Pullinga, Strilinga, and Apumsaklinga. So here also you see the Ekavachanam is Kaha, Bahuvachanam is Ke. So they go together. Saha Kaha, Te Ke. Saha Kaha and Te Ke. Similarly, very Eshaha here. If you scroll down, see here. Eshaha, Ekavachanam, Pullinga, then Ete, Bahuvachanam. So, Eshaha Kaha and Ete Ke. They go together. And when in the answer, again we come with Eshaha Balakaha, Ete Balakaha, the Bahuvachana format of that noun. Ete Ashwaha. Okay, next part. Let's finish this reading this. Sujata Bhagini.
Mahodaya. Yeshaha kaha, yeshaha gajaha. एते के एते गजाः सः कः सः मार्जारः ते के ते मार्जाराः.
So if you want to extend the same thing, there are some exercises also, questions also here. Eshah Sima, Ete Sima. Now what will become the Eshah Purushaha in the Bahochanam?
Ete Purushaha.
Purushaha. Same pattern will follow. Same table like Rama, Bahochanam, Simhaha, Purushaha. Similarly, Eshah.
Ete Vyagraha. Ete Parvataha. Ete Vrikshaha. Ete Deepaha. Ete Gayakaha. Ete Sarpaha. Ete Darpanaha. Ete Ajaha. Saha te saha tat ye te gruhaha
te
gruhaha
grahaha
grahaha sorry kshamyatam mahoday grahaha.
What is graha?
Navagraha is there, no? That's graha. Planet.
What is planet?
Te suraha. Te asandaha. Te sikshakaha. Te chatraha. Te mrugaha.
What else is there?
Te vaidya, no. Te vanaraha. Te vaidyaha. Te gataha.
Any question here? Dhanyawad. Any question?
Dhanyawad, Mahoday.
Te for Strilingam?
Pullingam. Te Bahuvachanam. Pullingam. That is what we saw here, right? See, if you see here the table here, the Karantam. So this is a Pullinga. Same thing. Pullinga in Ekavachana Eshaha, Bahuvachana Te. Same thing. If you this is Eshaha Ete, and if you scroll up here, Saha, this is Pullinga. Saha and Te. For question we have Kaha and Ke. So if you can ask the question, Saha Kaha, Saha Balakaha, Te Ke, Te Balakaha, Te. Te can assume that's a they. They. Te. In English, they.
Sir, I have a question. Which book is this one? Is it online?
This is online. This is not a book.
How I can download this one?
This is online. This is a website, which is my blog site, which I sent. Okay, I'll send that link anyway. Link in the email. But so if this is you can see all the links to all the tables here, the tables. But if you want to download the PDF book, I showed you that you go to resources tab, and here this first one, Drama Study Books to download. The first one, Shabda Manjari. This is a PDF. If you want to download, it looks like this PDF. You can download it. The same thing is also available on the website online. If you want to refer to online anytime, you can go to again this grammar tab. And the grammar tab, these links are available. Just click on any link, you will see the table.
Sir, can you send me
The Rama is...
because of of email, I didn't got anything from last couple weeks.
Yeah, but I think I included you in the...
Yeah.
Let me...
Yesterday
let me stop the...